Here's the truth. The feeling of being ready, it never comes. Regardless of all of the preparation and work that you do beforehand, there's always going to be a part of you that just feels like you're not ready. Let's talk about that. Welcome to the 33 degrees. Today, we're on the 9th degree. Begin before you are ready. I'm going to share with you some of the main reasons why we hold ourselves back and why we don't get into action, why I was sleeping on my own dreams and not going after the calling that was placed in me and my heart. And my hope is that after this video, whatever the thing is that you've been waiting to do, that you've been telling yourself you're not ready for, you realize that you are ready. So if you've ever felt like there was just more for you, but you felt stuck, you felt like you were trapped, and no matter what you did, you couldn't get ahead and you couldn't get ready enough, and you just kept procrastinating, and the next thing you know, you've gotten to today and 5 years have passed and you still haven't started. If that's you, I feel you, and I've been there. And today we're going to talk about how to get out of that trap. I'm going to read a quote to you by Mr. Napoleon Hill really quick because I think this drives home the point that we're talking about today. Don't wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work whatever tools you may have at your command, and better tools will be found as you go along. Napoleon Hill. Now, he wasn't just being poetic when he said that. He said that for a reason, because he understood that the gap in the information in our minds that we think is the information we need to get ready, he understood that that affects everybody. But we're going to talk about how the only way to get ready to find out what you don't know is to begin before you're ready. So we don't need more time. We don't need more resources. We don't need a better camera. We don't need more followers. You don't need any of that. And I spent so much of my life trapped in my own thinking, telling myself I wasn't prepared. And I can't help but want to come here and show you how to get out of that trap. So let's jump right in. So here's the thing. I know that you've got a list of things and reasons as to why you legitimately can't get started right now. You've got solid, tangible reasons. I get it. I've had those too. But my hope is to show you how the reasons, the excuses that you have now, they no longer have any merit. Because whatever your reason is, your excuse is, I've had it. A lot of us have had it. And I'm going to teach you how to bypass what's happening. And just so that you don't think I'm insensitive, stick around for the whole video. I promise you, whatever your tangible excuse is, I've been there. And I do have the answer for you. I don't have all the answers, but this one I have. And I want you to have it because you deserve to live an incredible life, to live life on your terms, to wake up every single day excited to get after it. You deserve that, and you want that. I know that about you. And one last time, I promise you, whatever is stopping you, it has stopped me before. You are not the only one. There is a way, out. So let's talk about some of the reasons that are holding us back, some of the reasons we're aware of, and some of the ones we might not be aware of. Starting with number 1, you are waiting for permission. Maybe not consciously. As I said that out loud, you might have went, no, that ain't me. Then let me ask you, whose permission are you waiting for? Think about it. I know some of you, this one might be the one for you. You need permission. You need somebody to tell you, hey, you don't have to do that anymore. You can go after your dreams. Hey, you don't have to stay in that relationship. You can leave that woman, you can leave that man, and you can go get into a relationship with somebody who honors you and respects you and loves you. You can do that. You're waiting for permission. You need somebody to tell you that it's okay for you to do it. I've been there. And when I realized that I was there, at the same time, I realized that I wasn't consciously telling myself that I needed somebody else to give me permission, but I did realize I hadn't given it to myself. When I heard that, I thought, shit, I don't fucking need anybody's permission. But damn, I sure as shit haven't given it to myself. If you need somebody's permission, you have mine. But you don't fucking need mine. Give yourself the permission. That's a power you have. Number 2, this is a sneaky one. You don't realize it, but you have attached your intrinsic worth and value as a person to your circumstances. So here you are, version now, and then in your mind, you have this future version of you, who's the version of you that you have to be to go after your dreams, to go and do the thing. But because there's a gap in between those two versions of you, you're afraid that when you present yourself out to the world in the state that you're in and show them the dreams that you have, that they're going to ask you, who the fuck are you? And you're going to feel like an imposter. And you're going to feel like, oh shit, this is who I was supposed to ask permission for. Excuse me, can I go after my dreams? That's what we do. And forgive me, guys, if at any point in time you think I'm being insensitive, I've been the fucking guy. I need you to understand that I am talking to myself right now. I am sharing from experience. And if I don't get a little bit under your skin, well, that's too bad, because it's going to be me getting under your skin a little bit that gets you to see what it is we're talking about here. So no more imposter syndrome. The number one reason we actually attach ourselves to this idea that, oh, I have imposter syndrome, is because, well, that's your scapegoat for not getting into action. And the part of the reason that we think that we're an imposter is because we haven't recognized this. And once I wrapped my head around this, I no longer had any tangible excuse to allow imposter syndrome to be the reason that I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. And that's this. When you feel like you have imposter syndrome, reframe your approach like this. You say, wait a minute, I'm not an imposter because I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. I'm not here to tell you that you need to stop doing that and you need to do this, or that's wrong and then this is right. Like, I'm just here to share with you what works for me, why it worked for me, how I got to the point where I'm at. I'm simply taking what I have, I'm going to lay it out on the table, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to come over and pick some up and try it out for yourself. Try it on for size. See if it works for you. If it works, fucking awesome. If it don't, fucking awesome. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, but I'm telling you that if you want to have an incredible human experience, pick up what I'm putting down, because I'm not telling you anything that I haven't absolutely walked through the fire in. Like, everything I'm telling you, like, I have been held back and held myself back. In every regard, a human being can trap themselves in their own thinking. Like, I have been there, and I want you to break free from that. No more fucking imposter syndrome. You're not an imposter. You're just sharing what works for you. And a quick note on your intrinsic value and your self-worth. This is what's happening with you. When you're all alone in your house, in your room, wherever you are, and you say, this is who I am, this is what I'm worth. You're around people that are close to you, relatives, friends, family members, what have you. This is my worth. But then when you go out into the outer world, something happens. I'm going to tell you a little story, a little analogy for you to follow along. If I have a water bottle, a particular water bottle, and I go to Walmart and I buy that single water bottle, I'm going to pay $1 something for the water bottle. That same bottle of water at the gas station is close to $3. Go to the airport, that same bottle of water is now $5-6. That same bottle of water, when I go to Disney World, is like $8. Like, that's insane. That's what you do with your energy, with your worth, with your value. You look around the world and the people in it, and then you decide what you're worth. Then you decide your value. That's never going to work for you. That will not work for you. And you very well might be doing that and not realize it. But now that you heard me say this out loud, ask yourself, do I change who I am when I'm in different rooms? Do I allow anybody's presence, power, proximity, or position make me shrink and feel small in my own skin? Probably. I've been there. Number 3, we're afraid of putting ourselves out there because of what other people are going to say about us. Like, don't worry about that shit. It's not that we don't have to care or worry about what anybody else says, but there's people's opinions who matter, and then there's people's opinions don't matter. And those that don't matter, they don't matter. But the ones that don't matter are the ones that matter to you. It's those opinions that are keeping you trapped where you're at. You know where your head and your heart's at. You know what your intention is. But yet you let the haters and their stories that they tell dictate your actions. They win. And the truth is, a lot of that fear that you have around what other people are thinking about you, here's the kicker. They haven't even opened their fucking mouth yet. You're over there telling yourself how they're going to judge you. What you have actually and literally done. Literally. You have projected your own judgment onto yourself in your shadow. Because of your shadow and your ego, rather than you seeing it, you project it onto the outer world because it's safer to see out there. So that judgment is you judging yourself. You're saying that person's going to say that I'm X, Y, and Z if I do this. What you have just done, mind you, that person didn't open their fucking mouth yet. Not a fucking word. Listen to me. You're judging yourself. This will change the game for you. When you realize that the fears that you have about what other people are saying or thinking about you, you are thinking that about yourself. That is self-judgment. But it's just so much easier and more comfortable for you to not own it yourself and say, I'm not going to do the thing because of how they think about me. They don't fucking think that. You do. Number 4, fear of failing. You have to have an entirely new relationship with failure. People can't fail. You don't fail. People quit. Period. Become the person who understands that I don't fail unless I quit. If you quit, you failed. Period. The only time quitting isn't failure and quitting is actually a win is when you quit doing something that you know doesn't serve you and you start doing something else instead. Do not be afraid to fail. You're going to fail. You're going to drop the ball. You're going to get knocked out. You're going to get turned around and upside down. People are going to look at you like you're stupid. So what? Like, don't be afraid of any of that, and don't be afraid of the failure that comes along with that. People fucking fail, but fail forward, fail fast, and then get the fuck up. Because at the end of the day, we don't fail, we quit. Number 5, this is another sneaky one. One that most people, when they hear this, they go, that's definitely not me. And that's the fear of success. How did that land for you when I said that? Fear of success? Oh, like why the fuck would I be afraid of success? That's what I'm after. It's unconscious, but there's a very good possibility that because you are where you are right now in your life, that means you have refrained from changing into the person that you need to be to go to where you want to go. Because in order to go where you want to go, the person that you would have to be is a person that scares the shit out of you because it changes the standard and what it means to show up in the world. Like in a very unconscious way, you are afraid to succeed because the change that has to happen, the growth that needs to be had, that scares you. You have to step into that. You say you're not afraid of the promotion, you're not afraid of success, and that you want the promotion, you want to get it, but then you keep sabotaging the opportunity somehow and you don't get it. Why? Because deep down inside, unconsciously, regardless of what you say or what you want, there's a part of you that knows that you're going to be called into a version of yourself that makes you very uncomfortable. So in order to prevent yourself from ending up at that crossroad and finding this out about yourself or just ending up in a situation you don't want to be in, the way that the subconscious mind works It starts driving the self-sabotage. And the next thing you know, you've got a legit excuse as to why you actually didn't get the promotion. Because you're afraid of success. You're afraid of change. You're afraid of growing into the version of you that you would be called into on a regular basis if you were to succeed. That's a total mind fuck, but that's exactly what's happening for most of you. And again, notice buried in there, it's not really the fear of success. It's the fear of who you would have to be if you succeed. Okay, so now we've talked about a handful of the fears that are coming into play that are causing us to ruminate, procrastinate, not get into action, sleep on our fucking dreams. Let's talk about how we bypass that fear. This is a game changer. Because no matter where we entered this conversation, I would begin talking to you about why you're not doing the thing that you're doing, and it would ultimately boil down to some sort of fear or a lack of confidence. And the lack of confidence being the reason that you can't do the thing that's fearful, the thing that scares you. Ready to get fucked up? All right. You don't use confidence to do the things that you're afraid of. Confidence it's a gauge that tells you the level of confidence that you have developed from doing the things that scare you. Confidence is developed from doing the things that scare you. You don't use confidence to do the things that scare you. Tracking? So what do? Well, I call this the courage, confidence, competence trifecta. When you're afraid, everything that we've spoken about today, and every time you think about getting into action and fear comes up, whatever that tangible excuse around fear is for you, when it comes up, you're going to tell yourself, I don't have the confidence to do this. No, you don't. And you will never in your life ever use your confidence to do the things that scares you. Confidence is not something you use. It's something you have. And when you wrap your heads around this, it'll change the game for you. So what does this mean? That means the next time you're afraid and you stop yourself because of fear, you have to do the thing anyways because you're courage. You have chosen to be courageous. No matter the level of fear, you will never have the confidence to face that fear. Confidence is not used to do the thing that scares you. Confidence is something that you can write down on a piece of paper and you can say, yeah, I have this, but you don't use it. You have been tricked and been trained and you think that you need confidence. No, the fuck you don't. You choose courage. When you choose courage, you get into action with the fear, regardless of the fear. When you do the thing that used to scare you, it used to scare you because it was unknown and you didn't have the skill level and it was new to you, whatever it may be. When you choose courage to do the thing, whatever skills that you need to develop, whatever you need to learn in that process, you're going to do that. You're going to elevate your competency as you choose courage. And then after the exercise is over and you finish doing the thing that used to scare you, now, after the dust settles, now you can feel that confidence coming up. Like, oh, wow, okay. I feel better about that now. And then the second time you go around, the fear is less, but you're still going to use your courage to do it again, not your elevated level of confidence. The only thing your elevated level of confidence does is decrease the fear when you initially approach the engagement, whatever it is that you're doing. You choose courage, get into action, regardless of the fear, develop your skills, raise your competency, finish the exercise, hang out, let the dust settle, and you will see the confidence rise. And you will now approach it again for a third time, a little less scared, a little more confidence. And eventually, the thing that used to scare you, you don't need to use courage to do anymore. And you're not using your confidence to do it either. You're leaning on your confidence and asking, like, do I know what I need to know? Like, am I prepared for this? Am I whatever? And then you can lean on the confidence and just go, yeah, I'm good here. Like, I can do this. I've done this before. Like, I'm good. That's all it's for. It's just it's a gauge for you to tell how afraid you are. And you deal with your fear by choosing courage. Like, that's it. You're not allowed to continue living your life not doing the thing you want to do because you're scared. You're never going to not be fucking scared until you do it scared enough times to develop the confidence to no longer be afraid about it. And now you're comfortable. That's what we're after. And let me give you a perfect real world example that happened to me, transformed my life more than any one thing possible, and I was not ready for it. And there was no undoing it. It was, Ryan, you're having a baby. Well, I didn't have a baby. My girl's mom had a baby. Anyways, when I found out that I was having a kid, I've got two now, and I wasn't ready for either one of them. They were both accidents, and they're the best things that have ever happened to me. I say accidents like they weren't planned, but they sure as shit were the greatest things, the greatest blessings that have ever entered into this man's life. So, why do I bring up my girls? Because I want you to treat your dreams like my babies. My kids called me into a version of myself that I had always wanted to be. In your business, your dreams will do the same thing. Whatever you're building, it will build you in the process. It will develop your character. I was so unready for my kids. I didn't have the slightest idea what I was doing. All I knew was I had to come into this open-hearted, open-minded, and prepared to learn and let my daughters be my greatest teachers. And when I did that, everything that I needed to know about myself was presented to me through the cultivation of my relationship with my daughters. As I intended to show up as the most incredible father that I could be, I was brought face to face with my shadow, and I would catch myself being triggered or treating my girls like they were adults or expecting them to know this. I found myself coming to that crossroad time and time again. Ryan, this is the man you are. Ryan, this is the man you need to be for these girls. And in the process of holding true to the frame of the man that I needed to be for these girls, I kept getting called into my greatness. I kept being showed where I needed to do the work. The same thing will happen for your dreams, for your business. You don't need to know where to start. You don't have to have all of the fucking answers. None of it. Just intend to do right by your baby. Do right by your business, by your dreams, whatever it is you're going after. Understand that you're not ready and you're not going to get ready. So get into action and let it grow you. Let your business develop you in lockstep with you developing it. All of the things that you don't know that you need to know, you're only going to find out what those things are when you get into action. You're going to say, here's who I am. This is where I am. Here's who I need to be. And that's where I want to go. The direct path to there is, I don't have the slightest fucking idea. Okay, perfect. Now you know what you're supposed to do. Figure out where to start. Okay, cool. I figured out where to start. Now I'm pointed in the direction. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. I just know it's this way. Cool. That's all you can know right now. Use what you have and what you've got. Go that way until you get to where you can't use what you already have anymore, and you have to figure out what it is that you need. But you will be able to figure out easily what it is you need when you get to the gap. You're trying to connect the dots looking forward. You don't get to do that. You can only connect the dots looking back. You have to get into action, move in the direction that you know to be the right direction, the best direction that you know to go in, and go that way until you come to the gap in your information again. And then you find the resources, you find the people, you fill that gap. Use what you have. Go as far as you can right now. Anything and everything and everyone that's going to help you and serve you on your journey will appear when you're on the journey. But you have to be on that journey, and then just do it scared. That's it. You're going to be afraid. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's do it scared. Begin before you're ready. This is one of the most important things. I would not be here right now on this video making this for you guys if I didn't embody this on a regular basis. I apply this wholeheartedly in my life. And any time that I come to the point in my mind where I'm like, I'm not ready, that's almost an immediate, in my head, like, oh, that's what we're fucking doing then. Oh, you ain't ready, Ryan? Fucking watch me, bro. And then I do it. Just because I know how this works. I know that the real reason isn't anything other than I lack the courage to do the thing that scares me. That's it. So before we get out of here today, I want to leave you guys with just some practical things that you can begin to apply and begin to talk to yourself like this, because this is part of the identity creation process. You going in and talking to yourself, having an intimate relationship and conversation with yourself. Like, hey, Ryan, I understand you're scared. And I understand that you used to think that you needed confidence to do the thing. So you would go read the books, do all of this. You would try to build your confidence only to come right back to the starting line to not do anything. What we're going to start doing, Ryan, is we're going to recognize that that's not serving us. And we have to get into action regardless of the fear, Ryan. We have to. So from now on, anytime you don't get into action because of fear and a lack of confidence, Ryan, you need to begin to understand that that is exactly the thing that you're supposed to be doing then. Because if you can't, you will forever be trapped in the cycle that you're in. That's how I talk to myself. That's how you have to talk to yourself. Just like that. These are the conversations that we have as a two-person dialogue inside of our own heads and hearts that reframes our identity, that transforms who we are. It's these conversations. Literally. You should sound like you're a fucking psycho because of how you talk to yourself. You should sound absolutely insane. You should be talking to yourself as if you're the most fun person to talk to. Like, you have got to be communicating with yourself. And this is how we do it. This is how we reprogram. This is how we change our lives, by changing how we talk to ourselves and approach the world. And the first thing is start treating preparedness as a mindset and not as a list of things to do. Be prepared with your mind. That way, whatever happens, you are prepared for it. You can't be unprepared if you're prepared here first. Next, we're going to replace I'm not ready to do that, or I don't know how to do that, with I am going to figure it out as I go. If you adopt that, I'll figure it out as I go. If you can become the person who can look at a task or a thing to do and not know how to do it and be scared at the same time and go, you know what? I'll fucking figure it out as I go. You have separated yourself from your peers. That's a game-changing human trait. I'll figure it out as I go. That'll change your life. Because think about what the alternative is. You can either figure it out as you go, or you can not go and not fucking figure it out. Or you can sit around and waste all this time while the ones who had courage are way ahead of you, compounding time and interest without you. Next, instead of saying, what if I fail? Change that to, what would happen if I don't try? What am I going to miss out on if I don't take that attempt? Think about the opportunity cost. I'm going to read you another quick quote. This is by H. Jackson Brown Jr. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. That's the truth. You don't want to be one of those people who just knows that you're going to spend the rest of your life aware of the fact that you didn't go after it. That you already know that when you get to your deathbed and your end of days, like, you don't even have to wait to find out that you're going to live a life of regret. You're already living it and you know it. You don't want to go through that. Do the things you want to do. Become the person that you want to become. Step into your greatness. And I'll remind you again here in case you forgot. If this is hard for you to believe, if you have a hard time believing in yourself, perfect. I've been there. You don't need to believe in yourself right now. The only thing you need to do is borrow my belief in you. I promise you. It's all you need until you can figure it out on your own and you can lean on your own devices. But there's more for you in this life. Do not allow yourself to spend the rest of your life trapped in your fear cage, knowing that there's a life waiting for you, an entirely different and incredible human experience. But you've allowed fear to cause you to settle for less, all because of what you think the world is going to think about you, only to come and find out that's what you think about yourself. So now you're at an entirely new crossroads and you have all the power in your hands. What are you going to do with it? Nobody is coming to save you. And you might not have ever thought that somebody was, but it just might be that statement to get you to realize, well, shit, that means the only way my life is going to change is if I do. Before today ends, begin something, start something, do something that you've been holding off that scares you. Make that YouTube video, send that email, call that potential client, reach out to that business, pick one, pick something. But you have to become the person who is committed to doing the things that scare you, that you know are the things that need to get done to drive the mission forward. That's on you. And you can start today, something small. Whatever that one thing is for you, put it in the comments below. Let me know how you're going to take your life to the next level by starting something new today. And that about does it for the 9th degree, guys. It's time for you to live the life that you were called to live. I'll see you guys on the 10th degree. Travel light.